Alright guys, we're back for yet another Brave Souls video, and I'm sorry, but this is going to be another rant video because I cannot express how annoyed I am that we are still getting these shadow buffs, and they're just getting worse and worse from here on out. So we just had Melee Quincy for the last 24 hours, and this was by far the hardest guild quest rotation that we have gotten thus far, even harder than Melee Rancor when Nini got her GQ rotation again, and it started the boss at 120 million. They just basically doubled the values where you already start the first boss at 128 million, 160 million second boss, third boss 192, boss 4 224, and the final boss being 240. But the extra waves are just absolutely ridiculous. 414 million HP on the final extra wave boss, and no other guild quest rotation came close to that. The last one was, I believe, Ranged Espada, where the final boss had at least 396 million, not even 400, and yet here we are surpassing that threshold. And I'm more so annoyed that, again, these values just keep on changing per rotation for no reason, with barely an increase in rewards, with a lack of communication, and of course no mention of any new difficulty. This isn't even nightmare difficulty. This feels like ultra difficulty, ultimate difficulty in disguise, but here we are, still with the nightmare rotation, and we're still getting 80 orbs, by the way, with a little bit more essence scrolls, a secret potion here and there. This is the special limited time guild quest, by the way. Like, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. It's the exact same rewards, and they're just making the GQ harder for no reason. I'm like, bro, Caleb, do you guys not realize why you have lost so much of your player base? Because of these idiotic decisions that you guys keep on making. I have actually struggled with clearing with a 5 out of 5 full bring Bankai Ichigo, which I was right in the end. He ended up being better than the likes of Christmas Nini and was therefore not a must summon. So you guys could easily skip if you had full bring Bankai Ichigo. And as a matter of fact, I will also be using him at 2.5 for the purpose of this video right here. But anywho, this is how I have him set up. Bag Plus, Pill, and the Quincy Killer sticker, all with 30% focus because I did get the 6 slot rerolled to 3-star focus. All of them are max transcended, level 13 SP, level 13 attack, 500 SP on the 6 slot, SP bonus ability, attack bonus ability. So like, in terms of links and accessories, this is the best that I'm able to get out of Ichigo. And the setup are as follows. I don't have access to Swimsuit Rengiku, nor the Swimsuit Misaki. So this is going to be my secondary option that I'm going to be using, being the Swimsuit Nelio, because she kind of does the same thing as Misaki, being able to boost on the SA2 with a 43% boost in focus, but also being able to provide 20% more damage to element-affected enemies for the entire party. So in this case, Ichigo is getting that stacked on top. And I decided to give this character off-color triple 14% links for the extra wave bosses, because we're going to need the boost back as fast as possible. And then now, who is going to be the best support character for Ichigo, because it has the aura effect. So this is an additional 30% SP boost, which does multiply with the 80% SP boost that Ichigo has, as well as the EX move that Ichigo does bring to the table. And of course, she does give out an additional 30% damage to element affected enemies to the entire party per Soul Reaper. So yeah, all stuff that does get added onto Ichigo that then multiplies into making him a much stronger character. And let me just tell you guys that this was a struggle fest just to even be able to clear. I did not have a good time at all. And also, it doesn't help too that you have Weaken Plus puddles. And as you guys already know, Ichigo is not immune to the Element Plus puddles. He only has complete ailment resistance of 100%, and you cannot really cheese it like Kenpachi, where he had Weaken immunity. And because we also had the attribute tree that existed, once you got the Weaken resistance up to an additional 20%, you could easily slap on a food item on Kenpachi and be completely fine. And I do want to also preface one more thing, that Ichigo's guild quest is also way harder than Kenpachi, because Kenpachi's guild quest only had like 80 million HP wave 1, and the values were also significantly lower compared to what Ichigo has in this type of guild quest rotation. So again, further proving my point that we're still having very inconsistent GQ values for no reason, and they're still just buffing these GQ rotations without any mention of anything. Like, these special limited time guild quests, they only serve for one thing, just for having more essence scrolls and element plus puddles. That's all there is to it. Anywho, let's just jump on into the run and just do a casual run, and then we're gonna showcase Ichigo the way through this video. So, getting right into it. Thankfully, Ichigo has nothing but AoE attacks, so we're just gonna use the EX move, SA2. We didn't one-shot, but we'll just make it up using the SA1. SA3, SA1, and we've already screwed up, but let's reset real quick. Okay. Now, let's just go ahead and do this. EX move, get to the side. Okay, that was a close one. I almost got screwed over by that one mob. Alrighty. And now all we gotta do is use the Soul Bomb. SA1. SA2 into the 1. Keep in mind, this is just crazy RNG that you need to get just to be able to even clear. And there we go, 51.6. But here comes the crazy part, the EX waves. These are just annoying, and because we're playing with Ichigo, we want to make sure that, one, we keep ourselves at full stam, even if we have now to buff ourselves up, but we also need to be careful not to get into the weaken plus puddles, and we just gotta keep on attacking. Look at how many strong attacks it took just to get our SP boost with Ichigo. That is just terrible RNG, alright? So let's just hope that we can at least clear. If we do clear, this is an improvement to my already existing run that I did on stream, but I'm not banking on it, to be honest. Alright, we just gotta be a little careful. But yeah, look at this, man. Look at this. This is just terrible. Alright, let's just be careful. Where's Candace at? But yeah, this is not an easy guild quest at all. And I wouldn't even doubt that it's hard for like a 2 out of 5 Ichigo, or even 1-5. Like, I think at 1-5, you would probably need to run an ad character like the new Christmas Noel in this kind of case. But there we go. I got my 51.6. So it is an improvement compared to how I streamed Melee Quincy not too long ago. But like, that is not a good run, honestly. For like a max strength and Ichigo, this definitely feels like a big nerf. And then you have Kenpachi still getting 55 plus, and people can already do that with like a 3-5 Kenny. At 5-5, even 56 is still possible, but you guys get the point. By the way, I had full stamina damage boost and damage to weaken enemies. So now I am going to remove the focus and attack slot and only keeping the SP slot and just run a full-on 2 out of 5 showcase for this character. So be right back, boy. Okay, guys, it's time to use Ichigo at 2 out of 5. That being said, because we have removed the attack and the focus slots, I have decided to go ahead and put on the Masengo Plus onto this character for an extra killer effect. And this time around, I'm rocking a full-on triple 30% SP build onto the character. And everything else is left unchanged. The links and the bonus abilities, they're exactly the same. And the sides are also staying the same. The only difference this time around is that we are going to be rocking him at 2-5, and we're also going to run a different type of pattern compared to what I did with my 5 out of 5 Ichigo. So, with that being said, let's get back into this guild quest and just see if we can clear. Okay. Alrighty, now here's what we're going to do next. Good. Alright, Spamby died. I didn't mean to step into that puddle like that. Alright, there we go. Now we just gotta use the SA3. And yeah, we can get a pretty good clear at 2-5. It might be possible to get 50. I've seen people get it, but... Oh, why was the run going so good and then it went to shit? Alright, you know, that doesn't matter. But now, what about the extra waves? Is it possible to clear them with a 2-5 Ichigo? Well, that's what we're gonna do here. So, yeah. Like, yeah, it's possible to get a better score at 2-5. It's just that everything got screwed over at the last second. Anyway, EX Wave 1, pretty easy. EX Wave 2. We also gotta rely on RNG too. We cannot forget about that. Let's just be a bit careful. Alright, that was lucky. Oh, no, I missed my SA1. Just be a bit careful. Good thing we'll be getting our EX move in a bit. Alrighty. Okay, it is possible to clear. It is possible indeed to clear with a 2 out of 5 Ichigo. But very RNG heavy, and yeah. Unfortunately, not the best showing, and I am not gonna replicate the run, but you guys can already see the difference already when it comes to Ichigo, like. But yeah, I'm not gonna bother to try again, because even just being able to get a close enough high score clear and getting to almost clear all the extra waves, yeah, it's very RNG inducing, and it's just hard for no reason. It really is. And at 1-5, I'm gonna be honest, I think that you really do need to bring an ad character. So at that point, you pretty much have to use these following 3 characters if you're struggling with a 1-5 full bring Bankai Ichigo. And just these 3 characters are your only options. Grimmjow being a premium character at the very least, so that way everyone has access to him. But Ruruka and Noel are both limited characters. This one more so a limited seasonal 1000-year blower character, and this one is just a limited Burn the Witch character, meaning that Burn the Witch characters are only ever going to be available in Burn the Witch banners, and then these seasonal characters, they can pretty much happen to become fillers in any given banner. I remember that they did bring back, what was it, Christmas Nemu onto the Aizen and Byakuya rerun, so there's a good chance that once Shinji, this Ruruka, and Momo start appearing as fillers, she'll be a little bit more available to pick up when you do summon on this game. But, yeah, either way, I'm so tired of Caleb being very inconsistent with their HP pools. I just wish that they would just introduce a new difficulty already and just get it over and done with. Anywho, Caleb, just stop. Wake up. Your Japanese game is being outdone by a Chinese game right now. Wake up.